Good morning. Today is Saturday, the 16th of March, 2013. Here's the news that's worth talking about in Panama today. Okay, starting off with politics. Jose Miguel Alemán was the guy who ran as the candidate for the Panamanista political party in 2004. He was supposed to be the guy who was going to replace Mireya Moscoso when her 5 years in power ended. He got tromped in the polls. He was like third, distant third. Martin Torrijos got 40-something%, Endara got 30-something%, and he got like 15 or less. Now he comes out and he's saying he's going to support Varela in the upcoming primary for the Panamanista Party, which will occur tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. I mean, this guy's endorsement is like, so what? The Panaministas are kind of slipping into a certain degree of, they're just not that relevant anymore. It just doesn't matter that much what they think or what they say. They're becoming less and less and less important. And the smart politicians, the ones that are most likely to hang on to the Panamanista Party, are the ones that have got some skin in the game. They want to get back in and get elected to a position or regain some kind of power or fame or notoriety or whatever, like Alemán. But in reality, the rank and file is starting to recognize that, you know what, there's just not much of a future here for the Panamanista Party. They're bailing out. They're going to greener pastures, or they're going to primarily to the Molirena Party. If not Molirena, they're going to CD, Cambio Democrático. And right now is really important because everybody's looking to see what's going to happen. Who is going to be the candidate for the CD, and will that person have enough charisma to capture the imagination of the people in order to keep the Cambio Democrático in power? Because everybody's pretty happy. For the most part, Martinelli, for the most part of his administration, has maintained rankings of either good or excellent. I mean, to the 60% level. Everybody is recognizing that this government has done a good job at getting stuff done. Building stuff, infrastructure, keeping the economy going, creating jobs, building the metro bus system and the metro subway system, and the expansion of the canal has been going on the whole time. And basically just doing a good job on the economy. And when the economy expands at that level, everybody does better. And they've been spreading around a shitload of money too. I mean, billions of dollars have been going out in contracts. So they've got the money and the economics on their side. And I think it's going to be Romulo Rux. I think that's going to be the guy. But anyway, what matters, the point of this story is this weekend, the Panamanista Party is having their primary elections on Sunday. They will be tossing some Panamanista holy water on Juan Carlos Varela. He will be anointed as their guy. There's nobody really running against him. There's no real challenger. This is just a pro forma, go through the paces kind of an election. There's going to be no shock or surprise. I will be shocked and surprised if he's not the nominee as of tomorrow afternoon. So, the only one out of these three, the PRD, Navarro's got it. With the Panamanista, Varela's got it. The only real interesting struggle that's going on right now is between Rux and Arias for control of the future of the Cambio Democrático Party. That's where the real fight is going on right now, and that's where the interesting stuff is happening. All of this other stuff is like bit players and a guy like Alemán. Okay, so anyway, that's the first two stories. One more thing here on politics. There are 10 candidates running in the primary for the Cambio Democrático. And it's a straight primary. Whoever gets the most votes wins. Now, this woman, this Giselle Burrillo, somebody put out a video of her on YouTube dancing Gangnam Style. She came out and said, it's dirty campaigning, because she looks, what's a nice way to say it? She looks like an idiot. This woman has got the political savvy of a slug. I mean, she has got no clue. She just doesn't. When I look at her, like her political advertising and stuff, and the propaganda she puts out trying to get votes, I look at it and go, man, that's going to have the exact opposite effect of what she's trying to get done. She's trying to get people to vote for her. But when you look at what she puts out, and this is stuff that's approved by her, okay? This is her stuff that, yeah, we're going to do that. It's like, boy, does that look bad. Okay, that ain't going to work. This is a bad campaign. So, anyway, she's been appointed to positions. She hasn't, as far as I know, she hasn't gotten elected to anything. Dog catcher in her neighborhood, maybe, but whatever. Some people that toss their hat into politics probably shouldn't. But anyway, she's got very, very poor instincts. And that video was a reflection of that. Okay, moving on. The big story this week was the departure of the Diablo Rojos, the old converted U.S. retired school buses that have been running around in Panama for the past 40 years. The numbers were something like 1,700 of these buses, like 1,700 buses were running around at any one time, and they would have moved 600 to 700,000 people per day. So the Panamanian experience for this entire generation of the people who use mass transit, they all know Diablo Rojos intimately, okay? Well, they're gone now. As of the 15th, yesterday, yeah. That was it. Last day, they're out. So there's lots of stories talking about how Panama is saying goodbye to the old Diablo Rojos. All of these things have been parked over in a patio over in Howard. There are less and less and less of them running around every day. They're probably still running around out in the interior somewhere, but eventually the Metrobus system is going to replace all of them. But now in Panama City, which is where the biggest concentration of Metrobuses is, they're all gone. And of course, the next story in the Siglo are the complaints of people saying there's not enough buses and there's not enough Metrobus service and they don't have enough of them coming and I need to go from here to there, but there's only one bus and I had to wait for an hour. Well, it's funny where you see words of wisdom. You know, you never really expect it. It's real easy for any of these news organizations to go out with a camera and go to a bus stop and find some poor old woman with a cane, and what's she going to say? It's predictable. You put a microphone in her face, and she's got a pissed off look on her face, and you go, "Excuse me, ma'am, what do you think about the Metrobus system?" And she's going to go, "It's crap because I had to stand in line and there was not." So she's going to tear him up. Okay. Well, they interviewed a guy, as a young man, standing there, and he's holding his daughter. You know, she's about 1.5, maybe 2 years old, and he did an interview, and he said, "You know what?" He said, "The Panamanian people, you can never make them happy. You should have heard them bitch when they were riding the Diablo Rojo, the buses, and they're constantly complaining about the Diablo Rojo buses. But now that they've got the Metrobus system, which is obviously a tremendous upgrade, they're still complaining." He said something along the lines of, the Panamanian wouldn't be happy if the Metro buses were plated in gold. You know, in other words, people are always going to bitch. Never always going to find something to complain about. The Metro buses are a tremendous upgrade. It's a tremendous improvement. Everybody knows it, but for the news media, and specifically for the opposition politicians that are trying to chop away at Martinelli and take away as much credit as they can for all the crap that he has gotten done, they'll find that little old pissed off, hot, bothered, tired lady with a cane and put her on the news as if that's the dominating opinion. Okay, let me breeze through the rest of these pretty quick. Annabel Villamonte, who was the woman, who was the person who signed off on the titles, land titles for Anati in the Juan Hombrón case. She was absolved several months ago by the third criminal court, and her acquittal was recently upheld by the second superior tribunal. The fact of the matter is that this woman was a flunky. She was operating under the orders of higher ranking people in the government, specifically Jamie Papadimitriou. They were in the process of trying to steal these lands. They got caught. It all fell apart. And the quid pro quo was Jimmy Papadimitriou resigns. He's gone. The lands get turned back to the states, and this woman doesn't go down in flames because she was following orders. In other words, you don't burn the soldiers. Okay? So that's more of this. However, this is not the only case. Juan Hombrón in Paitilla is not the only case where this woman has done her shit. She has also signed off on the paperwork in Chame, And guess what they're doing with that case? They're doing the exact same thing, or at least they're trying to. They're trying to reduce the charges. She committed at least 6 crimes when she signed off on that paperwork in Chame. What are they processing her for? 1. And what are they going to do? They're going to do the same thing. They're going to go, oh no, well, we don't think, we're just going to let this go. There's no justice in Panama. There is no justice system in Panama. And if you get into a dispute over your land, if you're going up against somebody who is politically connected, chances are you're going to lose. So if you're an investor and if you come down here and you buy land, you better just make sure that you're not going to get into a tangle with anybody who is in the current government or the next government or the local government who can screw you. Because do not depend on the justice system in Panama, because it practically does not exist. And this case of this woman who did this crap and she's getting away with it anyway, is that on wheels. Walking down the street, you can wave at it, you can see it and go, there you go. There ain't no justice system in Panama. It's bullshit. All right. End rant. All right. This week, a 18-year-old girl was gang raped by 9 guys in Veranillo. Veranillo? Yes. Oh no, Filipino. Sorry, Los Llanos de Filipino. It was out in the neighborhood of 24 de Diciembre. 18-year-old girl, 9 guys, one of them had a gun, dragged her off into an abandoned house or something and gang raped her. Well, now she knows exactly who did it. She named them all. She filled out the complaint. Now 5 of them have been arrested. Let me see if I get these numbers right. They know first off, they know who everybody is. They arrested the first guy, or no, I'm sorry, and the number, when the first report came out, it was 9, now they're saying it was 8. Of those, 5 have been arrested, 3 of them are minors, and there's 2 other people who are still running around loose that have not been arrested yet, but they know who those guys are. And the police are saying it's just a matter of time before we catch them. So they're actively hunting down those bastards. All right, in environmental issues, this one is in the Dia a Dia. The people in the area of Corotu, Civil, Pacu, Baru, Chiriquí. I know that's a mouthful. They're saying in the Chiriquí Viejo River that there is some kind of an inexplicable death of shrimp and fish. They're asking for the environmental authorities to investigate. They're trying to say that the dam, the hydroelectric project upriver, is causing this damage. And I don't know enough about it to come down one way or the other. I wouldn't put it past a construction company who's building a hydroelectric project, or who has an operating hydroelectric project, to not properly manage the water downstream that could cause environmental damage. I would also not put it past the environmentalists who are trying to create havoc out of all of this stuff to poison the damn fish and then blame it on the hydro project. So, yeah, I'd like to see whatever they're complaining about investigated and to find out what's really going on. This last one here I'm going to do in just a few seconds. A new TV channel has come online, this Next TV, which is Martinelli's money. And what they're doing, this is funny, they're buying up all of the best journalists, paying them a lot more money, getting them to leave where they were, and then come to work for them because they want to create the new dominant news outlet in Panama. It's Next TV, and to compete with Channel 2 and Channel 13 Telemetro. The stories are about all of the and all of the media, because the media covers the media, you know. So they're all following who's going, who's staying, and then when like the top guy gets moved over, then that creates a vacuum, and then the other guy moves up. So they're all talking about who's the faces that are on your TV, if you watch this stuff, are going to change. Okay. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. Saturday, 16 March 2013. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.